Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Vivian. I hope every one of you are doing great. If today is your first time of visiting this channel, you are welcome. Please subscribe if you haven't done so and hit the notification bell so you get notified each time I upload new video. Thank you, my returning subscribers. Right, today's video is a tutorial on single welt pockets. It's a very short one and simple. So let's get to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Doja Cat.
It's been a long time since you fell in love. You ain't
3 lines marked out. The first line is 5 1/4 inches. The second is 5 1/2 inches. And the third one is 5 1/2 inches. The space between the first line and the second line is the distance of 1/4 inch. And the space between the second line and the third line is 1/4 inch distance. So the next thing we're going to do, let's assume this is your jacket or you're making trousers or is a skirt. Once you find your placement, you've marked everything out, then you turn the back of your fabric, which I'm doing right now, like so. Exactly the same spot at the back of it. I'm going to reinforce it with fusible interfacing. I'm going to press it. Having done that, I'm going to set this aside. This is a welt piece. The rough part of the fusible interfacing is going to go on the wrong side of the welt piece, and I'm going to press it. You take the welt piece, then you fold the right side together, ensuring that it is even. I'm going to pin up the edge of the fold with the same allowance of 1/4 inch. I'm doing the same thing to the other side. A straight stitch, back stitch, back stitch. So having done that, I'm going to just cut these bits off. If you need to push this out, get this pointed, fine. Be careful not to get it ruined. I'm pressing it to get it nice and flat. I'm going to get the main fabric. I'm going to mark 1/2 inch from the middle line. And 1/2 inch here. A straight line. Get a vertical line here. Form a triangle shape here. There's a triangle here. I'm taking the welt, place it in between the middle line. So I'm going to pin it. This is the time you want to do a long stitch to keep it down, or you use the pin, whichever way, as long as you get it stabled. A quarter of an inch and a quarter of an inch. You may want to run a basting stitch for stability with a needle or using the machine. So I've marked my sewing allowance, which is a quarter of an inch on both sides, so I'm good to go. Back stitch. The next thing, I will take the facing, place it right next to the middle line, right there. This is where the stitching is going to start. So I don't want to sew beyond that area. This is where I want it to stop. And then I'm going to mark my seam allowance, a quarter of an inch is my seam allowance. Free to run a basting stitch at this point. Back stitch. You have to take it slowly. So guys, this is a crucial time. We are going to cut the middle line open, so we want to be very careful. This is the time you want it to be straight and get it right, so your single welt pocket will come out nicely. As you can see, I'm just gonna cut the middle open, and then I'll take it from there straight on the line. Remember, we drew triangle right at the end, so I stop there. You can see the shape here. We have a triangle, so I'm turning to the other side, following the slit, just going straight. Yeah, you remember the vertical line? That is with half an inch stop. So I'm just going to stop there and then do a diagonal cut from there. You have to stop just before the stitched area. So I'm doing the same thing to this side, gently, and stop just before the stitch, and that is what you should have when you do it correctly. Take this, push it, and just press it down with your fingers. And then I'm going to take the facing piece. I'm going to push it in through the slits. Once you've done pushing everything in, then you take the side of your fabric or your garment, then you do this, turn it around like this, and fix this properly. You want to be very careful, and as you do that, ensuring that the triangle is pushed out and sits on the facing. You can see the triangle. And then as you do that, make sure you fix in here that it's all even and neat. Once you're done, you're happy with that, you're going to stitch the triangle with the facing. Back stitch. So now that we've stitched this part, I'm going to be doing the same thing to the other side. To the other side, then I'll press it. Then the next step I'm going to do, I'll turn this around, get the top pocket, then I'll get the welt seam allowance. Now that I know where it is exactly, because we have other seam allowance here, I don't want any mistake. You do this, you move this away, and this is the welt seam allowance. You take the top pocket piece, attach it to the welt seam. So when you're done doing that, you're going to stitch it along the same seam allowance, the seam here, which is 1/4 of an inch, using a straight stitch. The next step is to take the bottom pocket back. You're going to attach it to the facing piece using 1/2 of an inch seam allowance. Yet, we still have few steps to take. So the next step is to get this pressed. Now I'm going to press the top pocket. Pin both sides together. I'm going to take it to the sewing machine, 1/2 an inch seam allowance, using straight stitch. back stitch to look neat. I'm going to be stitched very close to the edge on both sides to the main fabric. Back stitch. So this is our project for today. It's looking nice. The inside is looking clean. That's really nice. If you want to try this out, guys, you can go ahead and do so. This is really nice. So we've come to the end of today's tutorial. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Like and share. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching. Bye.